It was just before dawn when the trouble finally rolled in. But if I'm being honest, I should have seen it coming the minute that HOA elected a guy like Barry Lindstrom as president. But I guess when you live long enough on the same patch of dirt your family's worked for over 100 years, you start believing folks will respect what's yours. That was my mistake. My name's Eli Patterson, and I've spent all 58 years of my life on this farm in northern Missouri. My great-granddaddy, Cole Patterson, cleared this land by hand back in 1917, raising hogs and kids in equal measure. My daddy took it over next, then me. 200 acres of fertile, honest ground, not just a property line, but a legacy. I married my high school sweetheart, June, right on that front porch under the big cottonwood tree. We raised 3 kids here, taught them how to plant corn, mend fences, and most importantly, respect what don't belong to you. Life was simple, slow. We downsized the livestock a while back and mostly focused on soybeans and corn. June kept chickens, and we sold eggs to the local diner. Every evening, we'd sit on the porch with a glass of sweet tea, watching the sun fall behind the ridge. It wasn't fancy, but it was ours. And for a long time, that was enough. Then came Redcliffe Ridge, a brand new suburban development. They dropped like a concrete boulder right against our southern boundary. It used to be old Miller's orchard, but his kids sold out fast when the developers came waving checks. I wasn't thrilled, but June said, "Progress is a neighbor you can't stop from moving in, might as well be kind, and keep your shotgun in the shed." So I kept my head down and waved at the minivans as they drove by. Let their kids hike near the creek trail out back, even fixed their busted fence once or twice. But then, like clockwork, came the HOA. At first, it was nothing more than emails and newsletters, the kind that tell you what color you can paint your mailbox. But once Barry took charge, everything shifted. He strutted around like some dime store mayor, always talking about community cohesion and value preservation. He was a lawyer in a past life, the kind who liked hearing himself talk more than solving any real problem. The first red flag was subtle. Barry stopped me after church one Sunday, smiling all slick and casual, said he had a proposal. "You know, Eli," he began, "we've got traffic bottlenecks all along Route 3. And if we could just get a back access road through your lower pasture, we could connect Redcliffe Ridge straight to the highway. Less traffic in town, better property values all around. A win-win." I looked him dead in the eye and said, "I ain't interested." He blinked, like he didn't understand the word no. "But surely, with some compensation." "No amount of compensation's gonna buy what you're asking, Barry. That's family land." That was the end of the conversation. Or so I thought. 3 days later, I woke up to the sound of heavy machinery, the kind that doesn't belong on a quiet farm morning. I pulled back the curtain, and my heart dropped. 2 bulldozers, 3 dump trucks, and a half-dozen workers were already halfway through cutting a road through my southern pasture, just tearing it up like it was theirs. The hayfield we'd just baled last month, flattened, fence torn down, earth gouged open like a scar. I yanked on my boots, stormed down there hollering, "Hey, what the hell do y'all think you're doing?" The foreman barely looked up. "We've got authorization." "From who?" "Redcliffe Ridge Homeowners Association." "That's not legal authorization. This is my land." Just then, Barry showed up, stepping out of a shiny black Lexus like he owned the damn place. "Morning, Eli," he said, all fake friendly. "Just some early work. You'll thank us when property values go up." I pointed to my no trespassing signs. "You and your crew need to clear off my property. Right now." Barry laughed. "It's happening, old man. Whether you help us or not. You can either cooperate or get sued into oblivion. Your call." I didn't say a word, just turned and walked away. But not because I was backing down. I was thinking. That night, June told me to be careful, said men like Barry don't play fair. But I wasn't about to let this slide. So the next morning, I fired up my backhoe, drove it straight into the half-built road. and spent 2 hours digging 3 deep trenches across the gravel path, cutting that road clean in half. By noon, the site was empty. By 3, Barry was back, sputtering mad, face red as a beet. He stormed out of his car, marched right up to me. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" "That's destruction of property." I crossed my arms. "That's my property. You trespassed." This was me reclaiming what's mine. His voice shook. "You'll regret this. We'll sue you for every dime you've got." "You can sue all you want," I said, "but that road's staying shut. And you'll never get an inch of this land without a court order." That's when it got real dark. He reached into his coat, pulled out a pistol, and jammed it under my chin. "Either you fill those trenches and let my men finish, or I'll scatter your brains right here." I could feel June watching from the porch. I thought about running. But then I stared into Barry's eyes, cold, frantic, and said, calm as I could manage, "Go ahead then. Pull the trigger. But if you do, you'll spend your life behind bars. And this land still won't be yours." We stood there in silence. For a second, I really thought he might do it. But something in him broke. His shoulders sagged, and the gun dropped to his side. "This isn't over," he muttered. "It never is with folks like you." I replied. He drove off like a bat out of hell. My hands didn't stop shaking until nightfall. Later that evening, Sheriff Dalton stopped by. He'd already heard the story from a few neighbors. I gave him my statement. June handed him the footage from our security cam. The whole thing was on tape. They arrested Barry that same night. Charges: aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, trespassing, and unauthorized land development. They say he's looking at 5 years minimum. A week later, the county road crew came out to tear up what was left of the illegal road. Even offered to help me reseed the pasture. I watched from the porch, holding June's hand. There wasn't much celebration. Just a quiet, stubborn satisfaction that justice had held, at least this time. We still have legal bills. Still have headaches. But the land's safe. And when I walk through that pasture now, even with the scars still healing in the dirt, I feel peace. But here's the thing I want you to remember. Progress isn't always progress. And not everyone wearing a suit and a smile is your neighbor. Some folks only understand fences, not handshakes. So what would you have done if someone tried to steal your land in the name of community? Would you fight back or fold under pressure? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear where you stand on this. Is justice still alive in rural America? Or is it just whoever's got the deepest pockets wins? And if you've ever tangled with an HOA, tell me your worst story. I'll be right here, on this porch, waiting. I'll be right here, on this porch, waiting.